Hey y'all, it's me, Stop, Drop, and Roll On. And it is Friday morning, which it does not feel like Friday to me. I don't know what it feels like. I've been kind of in a special place this week, so the days are kind of a little different. But it's about 4:30, something like that in the morning, Friday. And y'all know what's in here because y'all saw the intro. But it was something that happened probably maybe about a week ago, and we've been as a nation, occupied with other things, and then on a personal level, occupied with other things. But it was something that I knew that when it occurred, I was going to talk about it because basically, anytime I have these thoughts or something, um, I remember I was talking to this friend of mine. This was several years ago. I mean, like at least like 5 years ago, and it wasn't like I was on trend or nothing like that. But I equated this obsession with the gram and all of that kind of stuff, and just watching people and the stuff that they did with like a, I don't know how you call it, a low key. Um, I don't know. I always call it like a low key look at me, or a low key uh, look at me outdo you, while you looking at yourself outdoing me. That type of stuff. That's how I look at that. And we were talking about that, and she, of course, she took it as a jab. I didn't wasn't putting it out there. I was just saying this is what I see, and this is how I perceive it. Because if I'm cooking something, then you just gonna get it the way that it is. I'm not gonna position it just right and put that specific dollop right here and make sure the peak of the meringue is just like this and a perfect brown. And if it ain't like that, well, now this ain't IG worthy or whatever. So we were talking about that, and then I think it was year before last, maybe even last year, they came out with FOMO. So I was like, girl, let me tell you, it's a word for what I was trying to explain to you. And she was just like, what are you talking about? I said, FOMO, FOMO. And I sent her the article. And so whenever I run across something that kind of is able to articulate what I've been thinking, I'm all over it. So FOMO, fear of missing out. And that's why I was telling her, I said, a large majority of the stuff that you look at online or you see online or you see other people experiencing, there's a percentage of that that is real, and it was going to happen whether the camera was there or not. To me, that's when I think that it's an authentic interaction or authentic whatever. Most of the time when I'm making a video with Pierre, most of the time it's pretty spontaneous. If we're gonna talk about something, or if we in the car and I got the camera, then I'll put it up and we have discussion. And it's more or less to engage other people and see what they think about this. Sometimes the stuff turns just some kind of way, and that's just the way it is. I have always been a person that, like, I'm into, I am really focused on not being a person that somebody can set their watch by. That I think that I am undercover rebelling because I have to do so much of that, and I think we all do as far as work is concerned. Deadlines. This has to be just like this, or detriment occurs, and all that kind of stuff. And when you function like that, then you have to get away from it on some level. So it happened again. The other day I saw something. It was probably about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago now. And it popped up on the news. And I saw it. And I sat there and looked at it. And I just busted out laughing. Well, then a few days later, it was in my Sunday newspaper this past Sunday. And y'all, when I saw the article, I said I wasn't in a true state of mind to be able to to, talk to y'all about it, but I knew that I would, so I kept the paper. And just so you know, this was, there's the date, Sunday. And basically, what it's about is they had like a little special invitation to a special little rollout, I called it, but that's not what they call it. But basically, they invited these influencers and, people out. Well, if you say influencer, you done said it pretty much all. And they were actually rolling out these, are giving these people first pick and first look, look-see at this Italian shoe designer named Bruno Palesi. And they, had, according to the article, they had the shoes all, and let me see, I can actually show you. They had the shoes all up on a little thing and highlighted, like when you're showing off like design stuff and all that kind of stuff. This is what it looked like, okay? And so, they were talking about how each shoe was highlighted on a glass shelf. They had serving the people champagne in tall fluted glasses. And, they had people roaming around answering questions and stuff if they had questions. And the shoes were ranged in price from, I think it was like $350 to up to like $700. And this was these people paying their money, to get first dibs and be the one to get, they got the invites. So they in there and they did, on television, they did some interviews, and this woman had on these tennis shoes, what I call tennis shoes, sneakers, yeah, that were like gold with some leopard print on them and some piping and all of that stuff. And I looked at them shoes and it just looked like something to me that Chester Cheetah would wear, but she was right proud of them. And I think she had paid like $600 for them. And I just looked and she was just gushing. She was like, oh yeah, and these are the type of shoes where you wear them out and people come up to you and they are kind of like, where did you get those? Tell me, I need to know because I need some, da 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 da. And I mean, she was going on and on. She wasn't the only one. They interviewed quite a few people and, gave them FaceTime on the camera. And then there were several things that just kind of stuck out to me. Because when they told the people that they were wearing shoes and had purchased shoes that had a price point of $30 or less at Payless, because this was Payless who set this out, Payless Shoe Source. And these were shoes that are in Payless that these people was paying $600, $300, $700 for. And this was ran by a marketing group name that's based out, I want to say out of Manhattan, no, out of Brooklyn, called DCX Growth Accelerator. And it says what they do is they specialize on big media pranks, or what the company calls culture hacking. And I appreciate them for it. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we, as the regular people, I'm going to put myself in the group as regular people. You might not think you are, but I'm just saying people that use this up here to think and make purchases based on what I like and not on what you tell me is on point. Wouldn't have ever fallen for this, because for me, first number one thing I'm going to do is make sure that I look up and see who Bruno Palesi is. Had the influencers did that, they would have known that that person doesn't exist. There's no such person. This was a name that they made up. Then, for you to come in here and tell me that some tennis shoes that look like something, it was a mix between, they just look like, I said before, like something Chester Cheetah would wear. And maybe not because they had a cheetah print on it, so that would be like wearing something one of your family. Anyway, let me go back. And I'm looking at this like, these people for real. So when they went back and told them what the deal was, that these shoes are from Payless, you should look. As my grandma used to say, you could have bought them with a penny and had some change, because that's exactly the look that they had on their faces. You can't undo what you have said. You done put this out here, and in the name of being first, and in the name of saying, well, I was at that exclusive rollout, I got an invite, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. You bought the hype without doing your research. And I just laughed. I laughed. And when I read this article, I laughed. But the video was the telltale thing, because some people just really didn't have anything to say. But they were standing up there with the bags on their arm like, I got it. You know, and I'm like, no, you didn't get it. But you got had is what you got. And this right here, y'all, to me, goes with my philosophy about how I live. I like what I like. I will go in a resale shop and buy something. I will go over here and buy something. I will go in high end if it's something that I like. But you better believe I done look for it somewhere else before I go that far. Use your own brain. Like what you like. You know, enjoy what you enjoy without these people out here telling you what's on point, what's on trend, and all of that. Whatever you put on, that's what's on trend for that day. Whatever you wear, whatever you like, that's on trend. Be your own self. That's the reason why we all got our own individual brains. We're not part of the collective on Star Trek, plugging into the thing and getting downloaded information where we all think, you know, I'm 7 of 9, I'm 5 of 6. Think for yourself.